Hello everyone and welcome to episode 48 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel as Pride FC, and was in the year 2005. We had a slight hiccup, as you see by our stability being at 13%, as we had to cancel the show twice, as we had to keep on changing. So the first time, I believe it was Gilbert Melendez could not fight at the show, so it's like, alright, we'll push it back. I pushed it back, and I still forgot to so basically I forgot to add him to the card after he should have been ready to go. I was just my bad. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of signings, a lot of mail happening, so I was just getting caught up in a thing. I wasn't really paying attention. So we recovered the database. We took it back to Monday so we could fix it. So thank God we didn't have to do it 3 times, or this would have been really, really bad. So I got to take a swig for the working man here. Very early on in this fucking episode, not even a minute now, I'm just like, God damn, I am thirsty, as we have this night, 21 pieces of mail to go over, as Gilbert Melendez, we were just talking about him as he left the pit. Damian Maya extended his deal. He joined Minnesota Martial Arts Academy to Gilbert Melendez, which I think that was the wrong move, but we'll see how he does here in this tournament at the Final Conflict show. Yuki Kondo extended his deal. Sakuraba, of course. Lee Murray. Kenny Florian left Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, as Little Nog left Budokan Luta Libre. Robbie Lawler joined Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. We extended Forrest Griffin, Hector Lombard, Nick Serra. Wander Braga, we signed him from Pride, or not from Pride, from UFC, as he is 20-5, 11th lightweight in the world. He's lost to Joe Stevenson, though. He's lost to Joe Hurley, lost to Yves Edwards. But as far as the biggest names, he took on just a swell of names in Shudo for the better part of the last 2 years or so. He was 1-2 in Pride. He had a great fight, good fight, and a decent fight. So we're kind of getting a mixed bag with him. I think he's going to be great for the lightweight division, as he's taking on Jody Guado back in 1996. It'll be perfect for us. I think with the lightweight division, might as well get some seasoned guys in there. We got a lot of young guys in there. Get some seasoned names to kind of help out, balance it as far as bringing up the name value of the lightweight division. I think that's going to be a huge thing for us. As Quentin Rampage Jackson, he strained his bicep, but he'll still be able to defeat at Pride FC's Final Conflict against Alan Gibbs. That's good. We extended Bas Rutten's deal. Evan Tanner, we had to re-sign his deal as it was going to expire, and we put him right back in rings, where he is 26-12. He just he's had a bit of a crap run at even rings as well, as he's lost to Jada Musasi, Andrei Simonov, and now Benji Ratch, all 3 guys who are now part of Pride FC. He lost all of them. So it just kind of shows you that he's at that level. He's not at the Pride FC level. He's at this level. As Alexander Tsuka, we extended his Pride FC deal. He's 5-10, 5-8 in Pride, but he's won 2 straight against Mark Hunt and Minoru Suzuki. But still, it's a fun way to have. He hasn't had a match in 2005 though, as he is still injured. He's out injured for I think 8 months. I forget. I think he tore his ACL or something happened. He tore his rotator cuff. So it was. Yeah, that's tough. That's a long time to recover, as he's out basically the entire year for 2005, and then most of 2006. We extended Joe Rogan, we extended Kazuki Fujita, as Kenny Florian, he left Caesar and he joined Henzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and then we extended Mark Coleman's deal. There's just got a lot of extensions, really, but we do have one signee, and a big signee at that for the lightweight division. It's the Bushido and Osaka show. I figured, these Bushido shows are really a lot of fun to do, and we have one in America, we have one in Brazil now. Why not have one in Japan? Why not have a couple of these that happen in Japan as well? I just feel like we're extending our brand so much. Our roster's fucking ginormous. We have 4 weight divisions, so many names. We have anyone that's anyone is basically signed to us. So we just gotta, spread the brand as much as we can. But we do want to have more shows in Japan, because really, as we saw at our last show, if it's a shit show, in Brazil specifically. But I mean, Japan, no matter what type of show it is, we can bounce back and have a lot of pop. But the American shows, it's kind of, I'd say 70-30. There's sometimes where it goes bad, but most of the time it's worth the investment. But that Brazilian Bushido 3 card was very much on the brink of like, all right, this might have cost a lot more than what it was. It's a good idea in theory because we have so many great Brazilian fighters, but at the same time, at the cost level, it's kind of like, is it worth it? But I think it is, in the long run at least. So we are gonna run this Bushido in Osaka show as the main event. Middleweight title fight, Chuck Liddell, Frank Shamrock, Dan Anderson, and Anderson Silva. What a fucking co-main event that is. Bob Sapp, and Naoya Ogawa, Pete Williams and Shikashika, and then Valentin Overeem taking on Tim Sylvia, and Louise Santos taking on Akira Kikuchi. And then we got the prelims as well. I made Chuck the Iceman, Ladell versus Frank Shamrock. Crazy, this is the first time they have fought two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Chuck Liddell's 4th, Shamrock is 9th. This is the 7th time that Chuck Liddell's made him in a Pride event, 3rd time for Frank Shamrock. Chuck Liddell has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Shamrock trains at Lions Den, which Liddell has an overall record of 0-1 against other members of that team. Shamrock has won 3 of his last 5 fights per decision. Chuck Liddell, 7-0 on the Blurcast picks. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that. But a lot of people are saying that Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, is going to get the belt back again. I'm just scared for our stability since, because we've pushed back the show so many times now. And with Chuck Liddell, this is going to be his last fight with that fucking sex tape scandal. As it's 2 months and 3 weeks. So basically the next time we see him, he should be free and clear of that. Be off to a better thing when he is not dealing with that and bringing down our stability. As Dan Hendo Henderson taking on Anderson the Spider Silva, 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Dan Anderson's 3rd, Silva is 20th. I think that's a little too low for Anderson Silva. I feel like he should definitely be in the top 10. I get it. He hasn't had like a title run or anything like that, but he's Anderson fucking Silva. Silva's won 3 of his last 5 fights by knockout. First time they have fought. Dan Anderson again, 7-0 on Blurcast F picks. That is a lot. I'm surprised by this because I feel like these are very close bouts. As Bob the Beast Sapp taking on Naoya Ogawa. As Bob Sapp's going to have the 5 injury advantage. And here, bit 50-50. Here we got 4-3 with Ogawa with the slight edge. This is going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait for this. This is in a perfect place of the card too. This is like, alright. You get this fucking freak show heavyweight bout, and then you're going to have 2 great, excellent middleweight fighters. Or 2 middleweight fights that are just fantastic. And talent-wise, is El Duro Pete Williams taking on TK Shikashika. As they have fought once before in UFC Brazil in 1998, which Kashika won by unanimous decision. Pete Williams has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Williams trains at Lions Den. TK has done over a record of 0-1 against other members of that team. Pete Williams is the 3rd ranked heavyweight in the world, and Kashika is 24th. Yeah, you could tell we're giving Pete Williams a bit of a gym here. Pete Williams has had a bit of a rough go after losing to Big Nog in the title fight. He beat Josh Barnett, though. That was a great bounce-back fight. Then he lost to Andrei Arlovski by knockout. So we get a nice little fight for him. He fought 3 times in 2004. I feel like this is the least we can do for him, just to have him be able to be like, hey, don't keep your chin up type of thing. But Pete Williams has been having a tear in Pride FC so far. He's 4-2. Looking to make it 5-2. As you see with Kashika, he hasn't won since 2003. He's 22 and 14-1. He's 1-3 in Pride. You see, he's lost to Fedor. He's lost to Sergey Kritnov. I mean, he's been thrown to the wolves by a lot of people. And here's another wolf for him with Pete Williams. Tough for DK, but we're here. I mean, he's got to. I mean, you never know. It just takes one punch sometimes, but I don't feel like it's going to happen for him. This is also a nice revenge fight, too, for Pete Williams, and that's because he lost to him before. Granted, that was, almost, fucking 7 years ago, but it's revenge nonetheless for the man, as Valentin the Python over him taking on the Maniac, Tim Sylvia, as fucking Bigfoot Silva has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Valentin over him has submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. They're both in the top 25s of the heavyweight division. 25th is Tim Sylvia, and Overeem is 22nd. First time they fought, Silva is going to have a significant weight advantage, and he's going to make it his pride debut. Tim Bigfoot Silva is, I coinly call him as that's just mainly what he was in Pride. I kind of forget he was called the Maniac, but 6'8", a giant man from Iowa. Has got the boxing wrestling background. He's going to be a fucking problem for a lot of guys in this heavyweight division. But Valentino Overeem, wouldn't get him out, but he's definitely an underdog for sure. As Louise Zappos Santos taking on Akira Kikuchi, as Luis Santos has won 4 of his last 5 fights by knockout, which is crazy being a welterweight, having that type of knockout power. We don't really get to see that in the welterweight division. A lot of wrestlers we have. We have Satoshi Kikuchi, who is just going to try to submit you from the bottom with his armbar. But Akira Kikuchi trains at Abi Hani Combat Club, as Santos has an overall record of 0-1 against other current members of that team. Luis Santos is 10th ranked in Pride in the welterweight division, as Akira Kikuchi's 17th. First time they're going to fight, and they're both making their Pride debuts, as Luis Santos 5-2. Great stuff there for Luis Santos. I feel like he's going to be a problem in this welterweight division. He's 11-5 from Brazil as well. Got the Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu background. He's going to be a problem for sure, but he's lost to some names that you've seen in Pride FC. He's lost to Tetsuji Kato. He's lost to Thiago Alves. He's lost to Tony DeZoro, Mike Pyle. So some names you've seen and are familiar with, but he's beaten Daisuke Watanabe, as Ben Uker and Shutu, as he's just been on a knockout spree. As you see the last 4 fights, 4 out of 5 knocking out with 3 punches and 1 with a knee. It's probably a Muay Thai clinch knee to the dome. But yeah, he's going to be a fucking problem for sure. I'm surprised Akira Kikuchi, honestly, it's 5-2. I think that shows you that Akira Kikuchi is a bad man in his own way. 9-5, the record's not impressive, but wrestling judo background. He just lost to Daisuke Watanabe, so we have an interesting kind of thing. But he's beaten KJ Noons, he's beaten Eric Apple, he's lost to GSP and Chad Saunders when he was in Pancrase, but I feel like this can go his way, though, if with this fight, if he takes it to the ground, if he can. Interesting bout, though. So Ryan Bow taking on Hellboy Jakeem Hansen. Hellboy Jakeem Hansen, one of my favorites in the lightweight division that was in Pride FC in the mid to late 2000s. As just the mid 2000s, closed in 2007, so it wouldn't really be late. But Hellboy Hansen is a bad man. Just a warrior in a way, because he just kept on fighting for years and years. Ryan Bow is the 9th ranked lightweight in Pride, or Hansen rather. Hellboy Hansen is 9th ranked lightweight in Pride. Ryan Bow is 12th. So again, 2 kind of seasoned veterans joining the lightweight division. Well, Jakeem Hansen's 26. I wouldn't say that, and Ryan Bow's 26 as well. So really not, but they just had a lot of fights. The 12-6, both men. So it just makes sense. They're making their Pride debuts tonight. They're both 12-6. Why not go at it as Jakeem Hansen 5-2 on the Blur Cat stat picks, and then Keita Keitaro Nakamura taking on Takanori Sato. As Takanori Sato, just why that he has just been very much I wouldn't say a major player, but a player nonetheless in the UFC in the year 2020. So it's just kind of wild that he's here for those 15 years. 16 now, it's 2021. But 16 years in the past here for Pride FC. Very young Takanori Sato, of course. He's making his Pride debut. Keita Nakamura has submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. The first time they have fought, Sato will enjoy a significant weight advantage. 7-0 on the Blur Cat stat picks for Sato, as I take another swig of water during this little loading break here. As both men from Japan, 3-2 is Keita Nakamura, 3-0 is Takanori Sato. Judo wrestling, Wajitsu, both no team. Takanori Sato minus 330, that makes sense. If Keita Nakamura loses this one, it'd be 3-2, or it'd be 3-3 rather. It'd be 1-3 in Pride. His only one was against Crosley Gracie, who was maybe 1-5, 1-4. So not really saying much. But we're just gonna start the timer so I can get a nice swig. Big John McCarthy is the referee. We get a sweep already. As we'll stop it right back. There we go. We had the sweep. Sato is now kind of on the bottom, from what I believe. Let's just go back. Yeah. Yep, that is correct. Oh, but he didn't get it though. So Sato got the grapple, looking to muscle him up against the ropes. Sato doesn't manage it though. Nakamura defended it well, with Nakamura controlling the control by the clinch rather. Sato looking to set up another judo throw it again. Nakamura defends it, looking for it a third time. He finally gets it, sweeps him to the ground, gives up his back on the takedown. Now he's got both hooks in, looking for the rear naked choke. Nakamura defends himself well, pans away with rights, but doesn't really do much damage. There's some several big shots now. Looking for that rear naked choke again. He can't get it. He's trying to improve his chances by breaking the free of the hooks, but he can't do it. They're too tight. Sato again keeps pounding away with rights, but fails to land anything significant. He finally breaks free of the hooks, but he gets them both back in again as both pounds away with rights and doesn't do much damage. As he attempts to pull free of the hooks, but Sato doesn't allow it. Without past the halfway mark, as gets both hooks in, looking for the rear naked. Man, I mean, Taito Nakamura, he's trying his damnedest to survive, but I mean, Takanori Sato came here with a mission. He's trying to choke this motherfucker out. Can't break free. Fires off some rights, and Nakamura's in trouble with him. Again, he can't break free of the hooks. He loads some right hands again. He's dealing with them comfortably. More shots. Can't break free of the hooks. Keeps pounding away this Takanori Sato as he keeps on trying. He's got both hooks in again. Some more right hands. Not trouble with them. Can't break free of the hooks. That's the end of the round. Obviously, all Takanori Sato. I just want to see how many shots he landed. Yeah, 48 plus the 4. Probably so 52, obviously. I mean, this is all Takanori Sato. This has been domination. Final round. Nakamura gets in close in the clinch. Attempts to wrestle Sato to the ground. Doesn't work though. Sato blocked it, and then they take control of the grapple. Sato looking to take Nakamura down by the judo throw. He gets it, and again Nakamura is forced to pull guard. Tries to sweep on the guard. Using an elevator sweep to try and get Sato up and partially over, starting a wild scramble from that position, but it just results in him being on his back, pulling guard, so really nothing changes. He pushes Sato away while defending the strikes right out of the guard. Sato again looking to try to get on top. He tries to get around it, but eventually they settle for just being in guard. There's a couple of punches designed to keep Nakamura guessing. Has 2 minutes left, basically, in the round here. Sato looked again trying to get on top. Nakamura just gets him in his half guard though, trying to pound on Nakamura, but all the blows currently dealt with. Yeah, he's just gonna kind of keep on with the pressure till he wins this fight by unanimous decision. Blocks attempted sweep, trying to pound on Nakamura, but none of the blows are dealt with, and then that is the end of the fight. Your winner, unanimous decision, winning in his Pride FC debut at 20 years old in B4-0, Takanori Sato. And there's Kaito Nakamura will be 3-3. It's rated decent though, nonetheless. Takanori Sato name checks all of his sponsors and thanks all his fans who turn out to support him. He's asked who he'd like to face next, and he replies that he has a lot of respect for Mike Quick Swick, and he thinks that'd be a great fight. Speaking of Mike Quick Swick, he's going to take on Nick Diaz when Nick Diaz's Pride FC debuts. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's Ryan Bowe taking on Hellboy Hansen. Hellboy Jakeem Hansen, Pride lightweight division. 12-6, 12-7. Could have swore they were both the same. Maybe they weren't, as 12-7 for Jakeem Hansen. Yeah, that was in February. They lost to Wanda Braga, who we just signed. This is going to be, we got Shooter style versus Jiu-Jitsu style, Takata Dojo for Ryan Bowe. 5'5", though, is Ryan Bowe, a short man. But Jakeem with the 5'10", I feel like the reach advantage is probably just, 5 inches or so. Both 26. Tokyo, Japan is Ryan Bowe. Oslo, Norway for Jakeem Hansen. Minus 330, plus 260 again. Kind of the same betting lines as the last fight we just saw. See what happened. Mario Saki's a referee. Our judges. He came in nearly the same weight as yesterday's weigh-in, but Hansen clearly has the sacred weight advantage. So now he's bigger. And he's this is going to be a problem for Ryan Bowe. Fight begins. Touch gloves. There's a 1-2, but I believe that, Bowe was equal to it. Seizing the opportunity, Bowe clinches. Tries to lock his legs around the waist of Hansen when they're pulling down the floor. He gets it, and Hansen's now trapped in his guard. Looking to grab an armbar from the bottom. He can't secure it. Smothering him, keeping his body close and just pressuring down. Now he's trying to get side control. He tries to counter the pass, and they find themselves scrambling for position. As Hansen somehow ends up on top of Bowe in north-south, though. Attempt to shift him off into side control and use that opportunity to scoot out and scramble. As the scramble results in Bowe being on his back, pulling half guard. Again, Hansen begins trying to get his leg free of the half guard and get in a better position. Passes the side control, doesn't have time to secure this position before Bo starts scrambling. Scrambles results, somehow results in Bo underneath Hansen north-south position. There's a short knee strike to the head. He blocks attempted escape. Hansen throws some elbows to the body, albeit with not too much power. And Bo tries to get out from under north-south, but doesn't budge Hansen. Pounds with elbows to the stomach, but he can't get quite any power behind them, though. He's able to break free of the north-south position, does Ryan Bo, and he starts to scramble. Hansen's up first, though, and quickly grabs him, pushes him against the ropes. There's a knee strike just above the hip. As Hansen ducks down and grabs a leg, Bo remains standing, using the ropes for his support, and is now under the threat of a takedown. There's a, great fucking takedown by Joachim Hansen, as Hellboy Hansen is inside control, halfway point. Another knee strike just above the hip. As he takes a few moments to plan ahead, throws a few right hands, tries to hit a knee strike, but Bo squirms around, and the blow is only glancing, as it keeps Bo guessing with a few quick strikes. Looking to catch his breath, Joachim Hansen is just condensed to a couple of inches of the body. Ryan Bo tries to pull a guard on Hansen, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Hansen uses that side control again, just above the knee, as Mario Yamasaki finally breaks it up. They go right back for a takedown attempt as Ryan Bo. He gets the takedown. Hansen's got to pull guard. Bo, though, left the neck exposed, though. Hansen's got to grab the guillotine on the way, but he pulls his head free before the guillotine can be sunk in completely. Trying to pass guard. He does so, but Hansen was ready for it. Immediately starts to scramble. Leaves him, Ryan Bo on his back, pulling half guard. He fires off a handful of punches, but they aren't throwing any great force. There's a minute left in the round. Keeps against a few quick strikes. Blocks Bo, who appeared to be trying to go at an underhook as a way of shifting a better position. Fires off some right hands, but Bo is in trouble with them. Hansen blocks Bo as he tries to get enough separation in the scramble, and that is your first round. Obviously, all Joachim Hansen. And so far, these prelims have been one-sided. As the final round begins, we're back underway. Ryan Bo may have been aiming to get in close, but Hansen aggressively took the initiative. Hansen lands 2 jabs in the right hand, as blood is now visible on Ryan Bo. Strike looks like to have opened up a cut underneath his eyes. There's a left jab, but he misses the big right hand. Ryan Bo comes in for the takedown. He gets it. Ryan Bo, as again, the guillotine that was exposed. He's got it. Let's see if he can get it in. Nope. As Ryan Bo pulls his head free before the guillotine can be sunk in completely. Fires off a few punches as Ryan Bo. They are throwing the great force. Trying to sweep Bo as he gets swept. But the scramble results in just having his feet to face Hansen. As he confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. There's a left jab, and he misses the vicious right hand. Halfway point in the second round. First time now, Joachim Hansen's starting to breathe a little heavier now as Hansen confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. Bo, it looked like he was angling to do a takedown attempt, but he couldn't take the initiative. As Hansen connects with a jab, but he misses the vicious right hand, comes in looking for the strike. He connects with a nice jab and hits Ryan Bo with a straight right. Joachim Hansen acknowledges some instructions from his corner, relaxed head nod. Ryan Bo with the takedown. Again, Ryan Bo's doing a great job with these takedowns. I don't know if it's going to be enough. As again, the guillotine, the neck is exposed. He's going for it. And again, he can't get it. As he just fired off some right hands and isn't trouble with the strikes. Uses his leg to push Ryan Bo back and trying to get up for the scramble. It's a bad choice as Bo seizes that opportunity and just leaps forward and grabs that side control. Keeps Hansen guessing with a few quick strikes. Tries to transition the guard, but he can't manage it. And that is the end of your fight. Joachim Hansen by unanimous decision. It's a little closer this time around, though. I think Ryan Bo won the round, but I don't think it's going to matter in the end because I think in the grand scheme of things, Joachim Hansen won the fight. So we'll see. Yeah. That makes sense. The elbow, Joachim Hansen gets the win. That second round made it a lot more enjoyable, too. It was still a very fun first round, but that second round just was on that same level, so it just made it into a great fight. A great little prelim. Bout as now Joachim Hansen 13-7, 12-7 is Ryan Bo. As Joachim Hansen thanks all of his sponsors for backing him and also thanks his family, friends, and supporters. So he'd like to fight next, and they'll say he'll fight whoever they put in front of him, but he thinks Gleison Tebow would be a particularly good contest. They'll have to wait until the Grand Prix is over for that. It's fucking Gleison Tebow. As the main card now, we have Louise Zappos Santos taking on Akira Kikuchi, 5'8", 183, 6 foot, 183. Louise Santos, that's a big welterweight for being 6 foot tall. But 11-5, 9-5, the Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu background, wrestling, judo backgrounds of both men. We're kind of getting into the age of mixed martial arts where now there's not just one style that's that fighter. Now we're seeing a lot more well-rounded people as the Budokan Luta Libre style of Luis Santos and then Aviano combat club for Akira Kikuchi as far as these two members go. And betting lines, minus 310, plus 240. So far, we haven't gotten... It's kind of been on the same wavelength. The minus 300, I think we had a 330. I think we had the 320 in the first prelim. But this is going to be a hell of a fight, though, I think. I got a good feeling about this. So, refereeing for this bout will be Wane Takawa as judges for this bout. As we're going to just start the timer as I take another I'm just a thirsty son of a bitch right now. I don't know what it is, boys. We'll take another swig for the working man. It's alright, as Kikuchi looking to set up the judo throw. As Santos stopped the attempted throw, then uses his wrestling to take control of the grapple and put Kikuchi against the ropes, using his wrestling skills to try to prevent Santos from attacking with dirty boxing. As he's using dirty boxing to punish Kikuchi when he's pressed up against the ropes. I mean, he's just going to be a problem. As Luis Santos smothers Kikuchi against the ropes, and he scores a left to the side of the stomach. Again, some dirty boxing. Going to use some dirty boxing, but Kikuchi is aware of the danger and uses the wrestling to prevent any damage from happening. There's a few short punches of the rib that land as Kikuchi fights back. There's another left to the side of the stomach. We get a separation there, as Santos can't connect with the jab, but he catches Kikuchi with a right hook. Looking for the takedown, partially defends it, ends up hopping on one foot, while Kikuchi has to hold the other one. Kikuchi drives Santos up against the ropes, looking for a judo throw. He gets the outside leg trip, and that sweeps Santos down to the ground where he's left on his back pulling guard. Kikuchi throws a few relatively weak-looking right hands. Santos pulls Kikuchi close and scores a couple of short punches to the side of the head. Firing off some right hands, Santos in trouble by the strikes. Santos pulls Kikuchi in close and hits a couple of short, sharp punches to the side of the head. Kikuchi throws a few right hands, so he takes a moment to plan ahead. We pass the halfway mark. Kikuchi fires with punches, does a little in the way of damage. Santos pulls Kikuchi down and close, and he hits a couple of punches to the side of the head. Throws a few weak-looking punches, decides his next move. Santos tries to pull Kikuchi in close, pepper on short strikes, he can't do it. Another fucking breakup, and they stand back up. Kikuchi shooting for the takedown. He can't get past the sprawl. Has to give up the takedown. As Santos can't connect with the jab, he hits Kikuchi with a beauty of a straight right. Hits a jab from Kikuchi, but has no power behind it whatsoever. Connects with the jab, and there's a big right, but a big right head kick is wide of the mark, rather, as he lands a jab, and there's a right head kick. There's a left hand. Kikuchi dodges the big right head kick that follows up. Looking for the takedown. He gets it as Santos pulls guard. Follows away with a handful of punches. Doesn't take any undue damage, though. Deflected a couple of punches from the bottle that Santos throws. As for a moment, Kikuchi just content to throw a couple of punches to the body. Has to now lean back to avoid the throws from the bottom. Fires off some right hands, but Santos doesn't trouble them. He has to lean back again to avoid some. I mean, Luis Santos doing a great job on the bottom, and that's the end of the first round. You have to, it's really close, because Akira Kikuchi, you see the damage as far as, not really, just damage-wise. I feel like Luis Santos maybe did more damage that round, but Akira Kikuchi, 2 for 6 on takedowns. He's pushing, and he's giving this energy, and he's dictating the pace. He landed more strikes. I think it's a lot closer than what probably people would think if you look at these fight metrics, because when he was on top for the majority of the time, just at the end of that round, Luis Santos was doing everything in his power to be in control. He's swinging from the bottom. He was doing everything he could to really do a lot of... I think damage-wise, Luis Santos won the round. We'll see what happens in the second round. It's going to come down to the second round. So the final round, the final bell rings for our final round as Santos confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. Looks like we're about to see him go in for a shoot, but Santos simply took the initiative first. He can't connect with the set of strikes. Then he hits Kikuchi with a leg kick. As he fails to find him with jab, there's a nice right hook to the ribs. Appeared to be going for a takedown, but Santos took the initiative. A jab hits home from Santos, and he lands a big right hand. Another takedown attempt, and again Kikuchi stops it. As he can't get Santos down, so he settles for pushing him against the ropes. Now looking for a judo throw, and again Santos defends it. He remains trapped there, he can't get free. There's another judo throw that gets blocked. There's some dirty boxing, but Kikuchi using his wrestling nullifying the potential danger. As Santos tries to dirty box, but again Kikuchi wrestles free and back to the center. He's starting to slow down a touch. Is Luis Santos. Is Kikuchi looking for that takedown? He gets it. I think he's 3 for 8 on takedowns, if that. Kikuchi punches down at Santos. They're easily taking on the gloves. He's trying to pass. Tries to counter the pass attempt. They find himself in a scramble. The scramble results in Kikuchi being on his back pulling guard. Throws a few right hands to the body. Trying to sweep him, but he can't do it. Some more right hands, but doesn't do a little more damage. He blocks. Kikuchi tries to sweep from the bottom. Just, trying to pound Kikuchi all the blows they've dealt with, and that's the end of that round. And yeah, I think this solidifies that Luis Santos won this fight. That was a hell of a fight, though. I think Akira Kikuchi, he had his game plan. He was going to take the motherfucker down to the mat as many times as he could. I just feel like Luis Santos won that fight. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute. What? Just a goddamn minute here. Akira Kikuchi wins by unanimous decision. Alright. Let's see here. So, we have... Let's see. So, at least we have 30... around 41 strikes with Luis Santos. 48 for Akira Kikuchi. So, he landed... just a little bit more strikes. He has his 3 for 10 on takedowns. So that just shows he was 30%. Luis Santos was in control for most of that fight. I believe Luis Santos was robbed in this fight here in Bushido. That's just me personally. 11-6 would be Luis Santos' 10-5 Kikuchi. Highway robbery, if you ask me. As Akira Kikuchi gives a name check to everyone at Abe Ani Combat Club, as all the various sponsors, fans, family supporters. Says he's very happy to be have won his Pride debut, even though he stole it, and he's very happy to be here. That's tough. As their next match is Valentine the Python Overeem taking on Tim the Maniac Sylvia, as Bigfoot Silva is going to be a fucking problem for this one. As 8-0, 6'8", 265. He's going to be bigger. He's going to have the reach advantage. As Roof Sport, Takata Dojo, kickboxing, grappling, boxing, wrestling. So around the same thing. Minus 280 plus 220. So we're closing the gap a little bit as we go on more and more up the main card. I'm excited to see this, though. I think I'm excited to see what Tim can do. As Big John McCarthy is our referee, our ringside judges. 35 pounds is Valentine Overeem's giving up. They touch gloves. Both fighters come together and strike. Overeem slips past the right hook attempt and attacks the jab and a high kick that misses. They engage with strikes, but neither can land a shot. Misses the right hand, allowing Tim Sylvia to counter with a jab and a right cross that misses. Both fighters meet in the center. As again, it looks like a lot of counters, as there's a clean right hand. They exchange some blows, and really neither fighter can land anything significant. They come forward on the strike exchange. Overeem misses the left hand in the exchange. Sylvia throws 3 punches, but Overeem defended successfully against all of them. As he forces the exchange of strikes, is a counter jab. As Sylvia lands a jab and he scores a right cross that lands hard. Moving forward, constantly trying to pressure Overeem and exchanging strikes. As a counter jab doesn't connect. A 1-2, but Overeem avoids both of them. They come together and strike. Sylvia hits a jab and it doesn't connect with a low kick. And there's a jab, but it has the right hook blocked. As Sylvia pushes away the weak right head kick attempt and comes back with a left jab and a right hook that is ducked. As they engage in the center, as Sylvia lands a left jab, but he misses the right hook. As he scores the jab, it also hits a glancing blow with a high kick. Jesus Christ. He is devouring this man as they come together and strike. As he hits a jab, but he can't connect with the right head kick. As Overeem is off target with a left jab, but he hits a well-executed spin kick to the ribs. That was a fucking nicely done strike there from Valentine Overeem. As exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the ring, but neither fighter lands anything good. Halfway point now, as Overeem is getting walked down by Silva, as there's a counter jab. He can't connect with the step strikes, and there's a vicious high right head kick to the side of the head, and he knocks him out with that one. Yeah, Tim is going to be a fucking problem in this heavyweight division. 9-0, 6'8", can counter strike, can do a crazy amount of head kicks. He's going to be a problem for sure. As Tim Sylvia gives a name check to everyone connected to Roof Sport and all of their sponsors and his friends, family, supporters. Says very happy to have won in his Pride debut, and he is very happy to be there. Or here, rather. I guess I don't want to say there. But another match, as it's El Doro, Pete Williams taking on Tsuyoshi TK Kashika as 22-14-1, 20-7 Pete Williams, minus 1,060 plus 840. Yeah, this is as one-sided gets, but this is the revenge fight for Pete Williams. He avenges. Look at the revenge's loss. I mean, if something crazy happens where he loses, that'd be nuts. Obviously it's gonna be a lab. We're just here to see Pete Williams kick somebody in the fucking head, Big John McCarthy's our referee. Our judges. Round 1 begins. They touch gloves as he misses all the strikes in the combo that ended with a head kick attempt as he takes a chance and grabs Williams into a clinch. Looking to muscle up against the ropes. He can't do it as Pete Williams gets the more dominant position. Now he's trying to push him up against the ropes. He does so. There's a knee strike to his own inside his knee. There's a knee strike above the rib or the hip. There's a knee strike to the side of the ribs. There's a knee inside his own knee. A sharp foot stomp. Another vicious foot stomp. There's a knee to the thigh. There's a knee to the ribs. Knee to the thigh. There's just knees for days. Pete Williams says, "I got knees." Says then he hits him with a knee strike to the ribs as he catches Kikuchi with a knee strike. Another one. Yeah, they separate him. Big John McCarthy, great job there. As they clinch, it looks like Pete Williams got the better of it, and we're just right back in the same position as we were before the breakup. Trying to use some dirty boxing, but the wrestling nullifies anything. There's some small punches to the ribs. Again, Pete Williams uses the wrestling now to nullify any potential damage. As Williams waits for Kikuchi to try some dirty boxing, then quickly uses wrestling to turn him around. So now his back is against the ropes, just grinding him down, just keeping him pressed up against the ropes. They're about there for the next minute. Very little happening. I mean, how Pete Williams? How can you have such a boring ass fight with Shikashika? Just gotta come on, man. As there's some tight body control. Pete Williams is slowly wearing Kikuchi down by pressing him against the ropes, leaning all of his weight onto him. As the occasional short punches that happen for the next 60 seconds, as the two fighters continue to be pressed against the ropes. Again, Big John McCarthy has to break them up. Back into the center, they have the same idea, clinch. As again, Pete Williams just looking to pack him up against the ropes. He does so. There's a hard stomp on the foot. Now he's wrestling back, so now his back is up against the ropes. There's some dirty boxing from Kikuchi, but he gets out wrestled very quickly, looking to try to maintain control of his wrestling skills. But again, Kikuchi proving too good to manage to turn him around, so now he's in the dominant position. These two are just going back and forth. Next minute left in the first round. It isn't pretty, but he keeps him stuck up against the ropes. There's some occasional short punches that happen for the next 30 seconds. Two fighters continue to be pressed up against the ropes. Again, Big John McCarthy has to break it up. They clinch, as Pete Williams, again, is just too dominant, trying to pick him up for a slam. He slams him. At least we get that out of it. He slams him. Yeah, I mean, this has just been a boring-ass round. Some nasty red marks around the rib area, testament to this shot he's endured tonight. It's the final round. They clinch up, start jacking up for position, dominant position. The clinch, looking to scoop him up for a slam. He does so, as Kikuchi now gets half guard, trying to get his leg free in the better position. The pass attempt results in a scramble for position as Kikuchi tries to get back up, as he brilliantly manages to take his opponent's back, though, looking for the rear naked choke. He gets the rear naked choke. Pete Williams finishes off with a submission, but man, that was an incredibly boring first round. 21-7 will be Pete Williams. 22-15-1 will be TK. As giving thanks to Pete Williams, praises his team at Lionsden, very responsive to fans who came to support him. The interview asked who he'd be interested in fighting next. He iterates that he would like to take on Ice Cold Igor. Is a fight he really wants. That would be a pretty awesome fight. We'd have to make that happen. As Naoya Ogawa taking on Bob the Beast Sapp. 37 years old is Ogawa. 32 years is Bob Sapp. 6'4", 255 is Ogawa. 6'5", 265 is Bob Sapp. These two men were destined to beat the fuck out of each other. Brawler is Bob Sapp's style. Judo being Ogawa's style. Both men, no team. One of these men doesn't have a winning record, but it doesn't matter. It's Bob Sapp and Ogawa. They're going to beat the fuck out of each other. Plus 100, minus 110, the closest as far as the betting lines go, because who could pick? I mean, this is nuts. Our referee, Iwani Takeo, as judges. Ogawa gets a good reaction with them, as this is in Osaka, so he's around here. Perfect. We are on the way. They touch gloves. Sapp throws a punch, but Ogawa is equal to it. As he gets a hold, not having even taken one shot while coming in, there's Ogawa. Looking to get him up against the ropes. He got him up against the ropes. Looking for it. That's the biggest fucking hip throw that you'll ever see. Him throwing a 265-pound Bob Sapp. He's got side control. There's a few right hands, mainly just trying to catch his breath. He blocks him. Looking for an arm bar. As, oh no, Ogawa gets on the arm bar and he applies the pressure to the arm. Sapp's in huge trouble. Oh, he pops his arm free. Ogawa must have not had it locked in as tight as we thought. As Ogawa doesn't panic, then secure side control for it. Sapp can get away from him. Trying to transition to the guard, became manager. Looking for that arm bar, and again, Sapp stops it. Looking for a Kimura now. And the Kimura gets it. It's locked in tight enough, and Sapp has to tap out in 3 minutes. Well, that was uneventful. I was thinking that they were going to beat the fuck out of each other, but Ogawa swiftly, with a beautiful hip toss, the judo throw, and just gets the Kimura. Easy win for him, as he's 8-5 now. Bob Sapp 2-4. Poor Bob Sapp. As Nao Ogawa thanks the sponsors and the fans. As now it's our co-main event. Dan Hendo Henderson taking on Anderson the Spider Silva. It's our co-main event. It's up next. Dan Hendo Anderson the Spider Silva, 15-4, 11-3-1. So I mean, basically, they have had almost the same amount of fights as far as just how many fights that Dan Anderson has won is about how many fights that Anderson Silva has been in general. Greco-Roman style, obviously, of Dan Hendo Henderson. Muay Thai style of Anderson Silva. He's 30 years old. Rus Valetudo, Team Quest, minus 300 plus 230. I think the betting lines are a little closer than that. I don't know who did these betting lines here in Osaka. I feel like they're a little bit swayed. We just saw a minus 100 plus 110, or yeah, minus 110 plus 100 foul that went 3 minutes. It was completely one-sided, so you can't really check those betting lines for as far as how equal this fight's going to be. Mario Yamasaka's our referee, our judges. Opening bell, they touch gloves. Henderson steps forward, so it's a striking exchange. There's some two left hands that are countered by Anderson Silva. Henderson throws a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. He can't connect with step strikes, so he lands the big right hand, comes forward in the attack. There's a counter left. There's 1-2, but Silva was equal to it. They go toe-to-toe with strikes, but the flurry ends without any really damaging shots landing. As Henderson warily looking for the opening, he needs to initiate some grappling. Silva misses all the strikes in the combo that ended with a low kick to the legs. Comes in, Silva grabs him in the clinch. Henderson comes in and grabs Silva in the clinch. As tries to wrestle Silva up against the ropes. Can't do it though. Silva defends it well. Trying to muscle up Silva up against the ropes. He can't do it though. Silva is doing a tremendous job. Jesus Christ, I am so tongue-tied. As Henderson is trying to muscle Silva up against the ropes. He does so, now he's got him pinned. He's gotten the underhooks, now he's looking to take Silva to the ground. He does so. The underhooks are used to set up the trip. Silva is left on his back, has to pull half guard. Begins trying to pass guard and get in bad position. He passes guard, but Silva was ready and immediately starts to scramble. Ends up having to pull half guard, losing out on the scramble as Anderson Silva. Fires away with punches, doesn't do much damage. As again, fires off some punches, trying to catch his breath. Just trying to plan ahead. There's a few right hands to the body now, looking to pass. He tries to counter, but the pass is in, but they find themselves scrambling for position. Silva ends up in half guard, so they end up basically almost in the same spot there. He's looking to get his leg free of half guard and get in better position. He passes but loses his control, so both men are passing. Neither fighter can really gain an advantage, they both end up back on their feet. There's a strike exchange. Henderson throws a counter jab, that misses, attacking with intent. Silva scores a 3 out of a flurry of 3 punches. They score the big spinning back kick to the body. There's a takedown attempt from Henderson. He does a great job. It's a single leg. Silva's left on his back pulling guard. As that is 2 for 2 on takedowns for Dan Anderson. He's doing a great job as far as from that perspective. As Dan Anderson's firing off of punches, tries to pound on Silva, none of the blows are anything to great power. Keeps him guessing with a few quick strikes. There's a few strikes again, just trying to keep him guessing with some strikes. Looking to get past. As there's another scramble. The scramble sees Silva up first, only to be grabbed and wrestled up against the ropes immediately by Dan Anderson. He's got the underhooks, looking to get the fucking Greco-Roman slam. He does. As 3 for 3 on takedowns with Dan Anderson. Anderson is content with a couple of punches to the body. Henderson pounds with right, so fails anything significant. Trying to pound on Silva, but again, all the blows are dealt with. Pounds with right hands, but doesn't do much damage. That's the end of the first round. As far as standing-wise, Anderson Silva's doing a great job, but he can't stop those takedowns, and Dan Anderson is wailing on this man. At this rate, he's going to hit him over 100 times in 15 minutes. That's nuts, but that's where we're at right now. Anderson Silva's going to do something. He's going to pull something out of his ass if he's going to win this one. As right out of the gate, right in the last round, Silva fails to find home his jab, and he lands a crunching roundhouse kick to the body. Like they were about to see a shot from Henderson, but Silva was aggressive and took the more initiative. As he can't hit the left jab, again another powerful body kick, moves in closer, as Henderson uses the left jab while backing away. As he uses the left jab, he misses the body kick. As an attempt to land a hook from the body, fails to land from Silva. As there's a slithering kick to the legs now, as a combo that ends with a kick to the legs fails to land anything from Silva. Henderson grabs him, but Henderson blocks, or Silva blocks Henderson rather from throwing the knee strike. Looking to get Henderson into a Muay Thai clinch, he does so. As there's a knee strike, but isn't connected though. Henderson isn't able to get free of it either though. halfway point in the second round, as using his wrestling to block free of the strike. Try to get in close, but Silva took the initiative first, as a jab lands from Silva, but Henderson avoids the big punch as Silva's starting to slow down, touch perhaps conserving energy, as he misses the right hook and leaves up wide open to be countered by a brace of jabs followed by a good right hook, as Silva lands the jab and lands the big right hand. 60 seconds. You're not going to knock out Dan Henderson. It just ain't going to happen, I don't think. As jab is wide from Silva, scores with a right to the body, as Silva connects with a nice jab and then catches Henderson with a powerful roundhouse kick to the body. These fucking body shots are nuts. Henderson steps in, counters the right hand, quick jab, low kick that can't connect, and that's the end of the second round. So I believe Dan Henderson completely lost that second round. Problem is, I don't think it's going to be enough to sway the judges. That was an awesome fight. I would love to see this again down the line. Anderson Silva, God bless him. I really was honestly hoping for a win here, just to get him in the middleweight division, and more in the upper echelon of the middleweight division now. But I don't think it's going to be in the cards for him. Let's see. Ollie, they gave it to him. The Spider wins in Osaka. Fuck yeah, as he is 11, or now 12, 3-1. So basically what I think happened was the body shots and just him as a whole. That first round, obviously, kind of more or less, that was all Dan Henderson. But that second round completely shut him down for 5 minutes. I think if you take what he was doing standing-wise in the first round in his entire second-round performance, I think that gives Anderson Silva the slight edge, but I was surprised there wasn't even a split decision. What a fight, though. 15-5 will be Dan Henderson, who Dan has had a bit of a, lost to Frank Shamrock. He just lost to Anderson Silva, the former middleweight champion of the world, losing to Anderson the Spider Silva. I think this brings the Spider way the fuck up there in the middleweight division. That's awesome. That's going to be such a fun fight to deal. If it's we'll find out who he's going to face. Is it going to be Frank Shamrock, who he's fought before, or will it be Chuck Liddell? As gives thanks, Anderson Silva praises his team at Moose Valley Tudo. His various sponsors and fans came to support him. Anderson Silva says it was a tough fight and gives a show of respect to Dan. So that was a great fight. Main event time. The Iceman, Chuck Liddell, squares off against Frank Shamrock in the Pride middleweight division for the Pride middleweight title, as the new champion. Frank Shamrock is 32 years old, 28, 11-2, taking on the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, 17-4. The Hawaiian Kimbo style of Chuck Liddell, the submission fighting, kickboxing style of Frank Shamrock, a blend of the submission grappling of the Lions Den with his kickboxing, or Lions Den the Pit, minus 200, plus 200. We've seen some upsets on this card. Will we have another one as the champion? Both Californian fellas, as Louise, California, and San Jose, California. Hell of a card. This has been a really fun card. I can't wait to see how this main event goes. As the Iceman, 6'2", or 6'2", 205 rather, 5'10", 205. Let's get it on as the fight for the Pride middleweight title. Of course, Big John McCarthy's our referee. Our judges at ringside, they weighed in the same, but it looks like Liddell's got a significant weight advantage now. Round 1 begins. Chuck Liddell fires off with the attack, as there's a counter jab from Frank Shamrock. Liddell throws a 2-punch combo, but Shamrock avoids both of them. Liddell comes forward looking to force a strike exchange. Again, Shamrock doing a great job on the counter, but doesn't connect this time around. Liddell fails to find home his jab, and he lands a nice straight right hand that lands hard. There's a left hand on the right hand now. A 1-2, but Liddell fails to land it. Comes forward with the attack. He bobs out of the way of the jab, moves back into the pocket. Fools Shamrock with a feint. There's a 1-2, but it wasn't equal to it. That would have been an awesome knockout. He would have knocked him out with that. As Liddell lets Shamrock step in, ready for the counter now. So Chuck Liddell switching it up, being on the defense. They strike, but nobody managed to land anything. As Shamrock throws some punches and a head kick, but Liddell is too quick, dodges out of the way. There's a right hand that gets blocked. Liddell lets him again step in and engage. Hits a jab and also scores a glancing blow with a right head kick as he somehow survives it. Chuck Liddell with a good right hand. They stand and trade, but neither fighter can land a good shot. There's a strike exchange. Shamrock manages a jab. He can't connect with a setup strikes. He lands a big right hand. There's a slithering kick to the legs. Moves in on Shamrock preparing to throw. Shamrock looking very tentative. Pokes out a quick jab that hits. He can't connect with the setup strikes. There's a nice straight right hand. He steps in looking on niche. Jab is wide. He lands the vicious right cross. He knocks him down with that one. Quickly near him beside Shamrock, starting to hammer down punches. There's several great shots that rock him. Big John McCarthy steps in and saves Frank Shamrock from taking any more shots. And your new middleweight champion, 2-time middleweight champion of the world in Pride FC, it is the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. making quick work of Frank Shamrock as he gets the win in 350. Now I'm just going to say it now. Pride middleweight title fight, it will be Chuck the Iceman Liddell at 18-4 taking on Anderson the Spider Silver at fucking Shockwave. If we can make it happen. If it can't be at Shockwave, it'll be in 2006. Well, that's going to be amazing. Chuck Liddell thanks everyone connected to Pitt for having helping him prepare for this fight. I'm getting all tongue-tied. This is thanks to sponsors for supporting him financially. Oh, they leave Pride middleweight title aloft as he celebrates. I'm about to say aloft, as afloat rather, but aloft. He celebrates being the new champion and warns that he is intending to have a very long reign. I think he said that the first time around, so let's see what happens. He gave a good account of himself there. So that was a 61 critical rating. Honestly, surprised it wasn't a lot higher, but at the same time, that was an awesome card to put together. But I mean, we had the robbery of Luis Santos there in the opener. I still think he got robbed. I don't even know why I checked on the commentary team. Yeah, we increased our pop. We kind of gained a lot of that pop back that we lost at the Brazilian Bushido card. As we see, the fight of the night was Chuck Liddell, Frank Shamrock. Submission of the night, Pete Williams and Shikashika as Tim Sylvia and Valentino fighting for the knockout kick. Yeah, Tim Sylvia was going to be a problem in that heavyweight division. That's for sure. We made $6 million, as we'll just skip all these, as, we'll just make sure we can get out of this WC card. So thank you all for watching this episode. What a monumental episode this was, the first Bushido and Osaka card. And it was a hell of a fight, as we got a new middleweight champion, the champion again. It's kind of funny now, as we got Big Nog as champion and Chuck Liddell as champion again, as this is going to be quite the Shockwave card. As I don't think I've announced it on the channel yet. If I have, forgive me, but I just want to show everyone what our scheduled main event is. It's going to be Vanderlei Silva moving up from middleweight to heavyweight for this one-time fight against Big Nog, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. I don't know what's going to be in the main event. I think it's going to be this, but just because I feel like it's going to be, it's a superb main event. Who wouldn't want to see this super fight come to life here? 10-1 in Pride, 10-2 in Pride. These two are fucking fantastic, and they need to fight. Big Nog has the estimated betting line at minus 290 plus 230 right now. They're both 29 years old, both from Brazil. It just needs to happen. And then hopefully in the co-main event, let's just kind of see right now before we send it off if they can have... looks like we at least going to have... Yeah, we can. Looks like we can make it official. Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell will happen at this card. Pride FC Shockwave 2005 in the co-main event. 4 of our biggest stars in Pride FC are going to battle it out in the main and co-main. Perfect. That's a Shockwave card I can be proud of and a Shockwave card I can get behind. That's going to be so awesome. So now we find out, finally, who's going to win this lightweight Grand Prix, as we got Takanoe Gomi taking on Gilbert Melendez and BJ Penn taking on Gleison Tebow, as the winner of those two fights battle out in the main event for the finals of the Grand Prix, as I love the finals final. I didn't know you didn't have to say finals, so that's... I wish I could rename that. I don't think I can. Yeah, you can. Alright, so that's just... it's no big deal. That's just kind of silly. So thank you all, as we will catch you guys next time for the Final Conflict 2005. Take care, everyone.